We're gonna take it up top. We're gonna go up north. 1996, Brooklyn, New York, Marcy Projects, legendary Hov, Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. Classic masterpiece. This album is held up into high regards within the hip hop community. A lot of people put it over Illmatic. Some people put Illmatic over it. So, but we're gonna talk about a little, detail into Reasonable Doubt. First track up, Can't Knock the Hustle, featuring Mary J. Blige.
I like it. I'm not gonna skip it per se, but if I'm gonna cut the album on, I'm gonna go past Can't Knock the Hustle because I'm ready to hear the hits. But if I'm just sitting here jamming it, then I'm gonna listen to it. So it just depends on the climate for me.
Nah, I beg to differ. He has his way of thinking, into certain songs, and blase. Me personally, I feel that Can't Knock the Hustle is a classic. It's a masterpiece. Next up, my favorite, Politics as Usual.
That's hard. That's a play.
Definitely a play. Next up is Brooklyn's Finest, featuring Notorious B.I.G.
Skip.
If they have twins, she probably have two Pacs. Skip. Big and Jay going back. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
I understand.
You tripping, y'all.
I understand. I get it. I don't like the beat. I don't really like how the song structured. I just don't like the song.
Everyone has their personal opinion. Next up is Dead Presidents Part 2. Now, just a second. Part 1, the original Dead Presidents, is my personally favorite. It didn't make the album. This one has new lyrics where Jay switched it up some. He went a little bit more in depth about some things that happened to him, during his time in the streets and things like that. Is it a play for you or a skip?
Oh, it's a play. It's definitely a play.
Definitely a play for me as well. Classic. Another one of my favorites on the album, Feeling It. It gives you that Miami vibe. It gives you that vibe of, beautiful weather and things like that. Anytime I go to Florida, I definitely got to play this song because it put me in that mood and the vibe. Check out the video if you haven't. It is on YouTube.
I ain't never seen the video.
Yeah, man, you got to check that out, bro.
I got to.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't even know they had a video.
Yeah, man, Feeling It. Classic.
Okay.
Play for me. Next up is The Evils.
It's not a skill.
Definitely not a skill. He put in, samples from Mobb Deep's Prodigy, Snoop Dogg, and things like that. He goes in detail about the elements of the streets and how friends can, stay friends or friends can be foes and things like that. So that's kind of what that record is surrounded by. Definitely a play. One of my favorites on the album.
Okay.
22 Tools.
I like that.
Yeah, 22 Tools is pretty cool.
I like that.
That song was more so of around the vibe of when Hov and Dame and Biggs, they would go to this club in New York called the Palladium, and they would, break their session of, them having the concert or whatever, and they would, Hov would do a freestyle. So this is kind of where that came from. Now, the biggest song on the album to me, Can I Live?
That's the best song on there.
That's one of the best. It samples, if you guys have ever heard of Isaac Hayes, Looking for Love, it samples, that from him as well. So it's a classic. Check out Can I Live. He talking some big game in there. Now next up is Ain't No Nigga. How you feel about that, player Skip?
Sleep. That ain't it. That ain't it.
That ain't it.
Now, what I will say, it is a song you have to be in the mood to listen to,
Okay, I give you that. But to me, it ain't it. I mean, he probably could have put a better song on there than me. It's cool, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But I think the beat don't match. I don't think the beat match up the way it should, to me.
I think so. It's sampled from 7 Minutes of Funk, so I think it's cool, but it is a song I have to be in the vibe to listen to. Moving along.
All right.
We got Friend or Foe, player Skip.
Play.
Definitely a play. Coming of Age.
Play.
Definitely a play with Young Memphis Bleak.
Yeah.
Classic.
That's hard.
Cashmere Thoughts is next.
That's a play.
Definitely a play. Very slow song, kind of smooth,
Mhm.
players vibe.
Mhm.
Check it out. Bring It On, one of my favorites.
That's a play.
Definitely a play. Yeah. Now, my personal favorite song that I listen to on a regular basis, Regrets.
It's a play. It's a play.
Definitely a play. Hov goes into speaking from third person of how he's watching a deal go down, and he's hoping that the people that he came with flee out and things like that. So he speaks about his regrets of being active in the street life and things like that. So definitely a great way to close out a classic album.
Metamorphic as the dope turns to cream, but one of these buyers got eyes.